It's UDA, right? Okay, it's always changing. It's always ever changing. And I think that Uhuru has given us a purpose as Kenyans to understand our place and our voice. However much tunasema BBI is wrong for us, but I think the Kenyan Mwananchi has understood that they have a voice. When the judge decided that BBI would not be passed, he said that the political history of Kenyans has given us a reason.
The court says BBI is unconstitutional. I think that's the baseline.
Yeah, now wakasema history ya Kenyans still has brought us to even, that is why we changed the constitution. And BBI is going to bring about a new change, and we have to go through another electoral process. Through that, BBI has brought a new sense to Kenyans that we have understood, yes, we have a voice and we have a reason, and every action we make is relevant, and it's something that can be considered even when we make policy, you know. And BBI was a policy that was meant to maybe cater for a person who felt that devolution had not prospered about enough, and it was a chance maybe to expound. But many Kenyans have been told that they don't read books, they don't have a sense, and they always follow the voice of the day. So let's ask about ourselves that, do you even understand what BBI had to offer for us, even before we came about to say no to it? Do you even understand the role Ruto plays in the government system as a political analyst? Does a Kenyan person understand what the BBI, as a deputy president, what he has to offer for us? Because when you tell me Mudavadi says he was not involved in policy making towards constructing the BBI, when Ruto says he didn't have a voice in constructing the BBI, then I ask myself, as a deputy president, then what were you doing? This is a question that as a Kenyan, you should ask yourself. Even before someone brings about and says that people from Nairobi County, they are being disrupted because there was so much disruption during that time when we didn't decide. Okay, it was allowed that we had a re-election so that we can decide who is our president, right? Was it worthy that Uhuru and Raila came together? We have to understand these things as Kenyans before we even go to start saying as a hustler nation, before we call ourselves this. I think education is something, on politics is something that we should focus on. Every time we are caught in between Ruto and Uhuru, it's okay. But do you understand the role these people play? Kila time when we talk about policy making and meaning, I think Ruto has not done his role as a deputy president, and it's a shame that as a deputy president you can come and tell the Kenyan people that you are not involved in making a policy that is being taken to parliament to be passed through. That is a shame, actually. And as a deputy president, you should not come and tell me that jealousy and power politics is what is making you not support your president. It's okay to be rational and it's okay to be that. But I think you're disrespecting Kenyans when you tell me that you cannot support a policy. At least give me relevance. At least make me understand why I'm not supporting it.
Thank you, Monica. I see you're getting emotional about it.
No,
eh?
it's
so emotional last as you're going and the emotions are rising. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Kabota, what's your position? Is this report just a vehicle for other people to get into power? Is this a strategy? Or this is something that, because it also involves the referendum and amendment of the constitution. Is this a strategy, political strategy, or this is something for the whole nation and for the betterment of the Republic of Kenya?
Yeah, first of all, we must be honest to Kenyans and to
Let's be
Africans.
realistic.
To Africans. Yes. First of all, when somebody tells you that the deputy president has not been doing anything for Kenya, that's a lie. A big lie. I'll say this. In Africa, we are struggling, deputies are struggling, and I even pointed out to one of my friends that being a deputy president or being a vice to somebody should be indicated as one of the major crimes in the world, because we've seen deputy presidents in the world as being people who have no voice at all. I'll ask you a simple question. Before Magufuli died, we never heard of Samia's role. We never heard about her.
Yeah.
But the moment she takes over power, that is when we see this was a strong woman.
Yeah.
So we are asking, how many strong deputies have been subjected to that kind of a tag that deputies should humble. And to that, in that case, once you rise up as a deputy, then it means you are above, you are disloyal to the president. So Kenyans must be told the truth that being a deputy is not just about humbling, so that you are not seen to the limelight of Kenyan politics. Ruto was smart enough to come into limelight so that we see the kind of leaders that we have. Two.
Before you go on, I'll ask you a question. Did bringing us to the limelight call us hustlers when you are driving a Lamborghini around the way?
I'll go
Is
there.
that the limelight you want to tell us? That I'm allowed to carry on my wheelbarrow as you go on with your massive cars?
I'll go there. He asked me about if BBI has anything to do, the parties and so on have a relation towards 2022. I'll say this: political parties in Kenya are structured to a point whereby kingpins and those who are termed to be political heavyweights control parties. That is a fact. Raila Odinga controls ODM, and there's nothing to do about it. Uhuru Kenyatta controls Jubilee, and we've seen that. Musalia Mudavadi has control over ANC, and I'll give examples as to why I mentioned the big control political parties. Now let's start with Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta is the deputy, is the party leader of Jubilee. He comes up with the handshake, and he wants to eliminate Ruto from Jubilee using a strategy of the handshake. Come up with a handshake, sideline him in the government projects, and we've seen them. We had cases whereby those development initiatives that the deputy president was allocated to handle, now they have been taken over by somebody who is not in government. Constitutionally, there's no place for the position in government. Those are roles that were once primarily roles of the deputy president by virtue of the president allocated to him or her, but now they have been taken over by the leader of opposition, who now is the government. He is the government, so I will not call him the leader of opposition. That is how Uhuru controls you, that every decision within that.
Raila has said so many times that he is not in government. He has denied.
The denial comes with the facts.
He has denied so many times because they say we are in this report, but we are not in the government. Let them finish their term. Then we see what we do after that.
Let's be realistic, my friend. Raila has been using government choppers, flying to various positions. What does it mean being in government? Being in government means those who are in government use resources that are the same who is led to means who are supposed to be taken out of government. And that one has happened. We've seen replacements like somebody's crime or corruption, and so being just the party leader feels that this like us. So if you have a drink of more comment, we'll be out. Look at ANC. The other day, Malala was a thorn in the flesh to ANC. Musalia Mudavadi calls ANC, and he tells him he will be out of ANC. In fact, there was a plan that he should be ejected from ANC so that a by-election is called, and ANC gets in another person. But then comes the issue
even the former party leader in the National Assembly also was a victim of the same.
Sure. So we are looking at political parties being controlled by patrons, in this case the kingpins. And looking at how BBI has affected political parties, it means that it has created divisions. Musalia Mudavadi had a different position with regards to BBI, and he was termed that he shouldn't be part of the process because he failed to work with Raila from the word go. Just from the swearing in, when he failed to present himself for the swearing in. So there was a clear demarcation that in NASA, ODM enjoys the majority. And you saw even they made attempts to remove Malala, they made attempts to remove those people who are in NASA coalition, and they did support.
Thank you, Brian. Let me give our humble lady Jerry time to also talk about this issue. Is this BBI, let me call it a vehicle or a strategy, political strategy towards 2022 election, or the way it has been structured? It is ideology or sort of ideology that will take the country Kenya from the point B to point A?
Okay, I wouldn't
What are
disagree
the
that.
facts about it as a political scientist?
Well, it's obvious that it's a vehicle towards 2022 elections because it just came out like this that elections are just near, so it's obvious. But it's also attest to the loyalties in these political parties because it's evident that loyalty does not lie in the party but on your own interest. And it has happened for so much, even Ruto himself, he wasn't a supporter from the beginning of Uhuru. But when it came to elections, he hooked on board, and now they were working together until it didn't work out for him. Then he win. So it's always going to be about politics. Whatever policy is ever going to be in Kenya, in all African countries, whatever policy must be politicized by these politicians. And as Kenyans, we have to wake up and realize that we have to make these policies to our own advantage because politicians will always politicize all these things. Initiatives like, for example, when Mwai Kibaki began building all these universities, all these education systems, it was politicized, right? When SGR began, it was for our own good, for roads to be constructed for us to improve all the infrastructure. But right now, people are saying that it was Mwai Kibaki's initiative. It was all about. There's always going to be politics for Kenyan's people, and there's always going to be propagandas to influence Kenyan's political system. That is something that is there for us. But as Kenyans, we always have a choice on what we want and what we can do. And I think the best thing for us we would ever do is to read about these policies and look at them in a light that we are not going to be blinded by politics. Because every time we are going to hear of Mudavadi is against this, sooner or later he has moved to another political party. They are never constant. But as Kenyans, we will always be constant. The other day, the bread was at 60 shillings. Today it's at 50 bob. Tomorrow it's going to be at 100. I don't know. But what I know is that I want a better Kenya for myself. And when I look at BBI, it is trying to push my system to a better place. When I think about ethnicity, they have catered for that in BBI. And every time when there's elections, I cannot sit near a Luo because I'm a Kikuyu, right? Because I'm afraid for my life. And every time when it comes to devolution, I go to my county, I want it developed. But when I look at it, money is going to the wrong hands. That is why BBI has included corruption and a policy against corruption. And I know you're both laughing because corruption is in our system. Uhuru and Ruto, they are in there. And
it's a myth. It's a myth that BBI will solve the issue of corruption. One, you heard about the instance of Capitol Hill. What was the name? That it sanitizes corruption. That once you are a friend to Capitol Hill, if you have corruption, your sins are washed away. We saw it with Waiguru. Waiguru, everybody knows. Even that 1 year growing child knows that Waiguru is corrupt to the core. But what happens with BBI? You are a friend to Raila Odinga, you are a friend who your sins are washed and you are as clean.
This is a problem with Africans. When Jacob Zuma has brought about justice, he has been given time. Africans, we don't want to accept that a system can bring about justice. We don't ever want to imagine a system whereby there's improvement in our corruption system. We don't imagine of a system where hakuna kutoa kitu kidogo, and that is the problem with that. Jacob Zuma sahi, people are protesting. What are you protesting about? This man took your money, and this is the same thing that Kagota doesn't want to imagine that he's ever going to explode. And it's something that we have to work to.
Allow me ask Kagota, who is a politician, and this one is directly to you. Because you are a politician, we've seen your interest, we've even seen your interest in the university of being a leader, student leader, and you are a student leader. And what is the worry of William Ruto about BBI? He looks more worried. He looks more worried when it comes to this report. And another question tied to that is that
is it that uh, the deputy president has been sidelined from the word go? I heard you talk about that, but I want you to expound it. The deputy president is more worried about the report, and he is now associated with the UDA, meaning he doesn't trust his boss, he doesn't trust his party leader, he doesn't trust the whole thing. So this also created the emergence of the UDA. What is the Ruto and the facts about the Building Bridges initiative, Mr. Kagota?
I'll say the deputy president must be celebrating. Leave alone the worries. The worries are so. The Kalonzo, they lose day earlier. So this means that all these people who are pro handshake are against one man who pointed out the defects in the handshake. So once Ruto pointed out the negatives, which were supposed to be corrected, and he said, let's not turn the constitution to be a document that will be manipulating because of our interest. We manipulated the document in 2010 because we felt we were being.
It was not serving our interest. Yeah?
Now in 2017, after we've not gotten what we wanted in 2013 and 2017, we are changing it in 2020 so that in 2022 we have those positions. Even if we're not in government, the constitution provides for us a place in government as official opposition people with salaries, with allowances. So we are looking at interest within the BBI. So the Ruto's worry is the nation is going to be polarized. However much we talk about inclusivity, we still have people going to be polarized. They can't rely on Ruto offering opposition because Ruto is aware that in 2022 he'll be going for the seat. So opposing the same regime that you are in quotes, and then you'll want again to convince Kenyans that you did work. It's a challenge to me. Then again, I don't speak for Ruto because I don't believe that he is the best. But he is the best of Kenyans who can be the best Kenya. Our worry are facing these issues because leaders, politicians, the kind of politicians that we have are not those leaders who are going to embrace our needs and embrace our interests. Look at how issues have been handled. Look at how education. There is an increment of fees. The universities increases fees and government has no say about it. You know, they are hiking the price of goods without even us having a say over it. Right now we are going, as companies are going to refill gas using 1,200, something that we've been doing for 800. Who speaks for us? A government that doesn't protect its citizens but dwells on its own interests. More than 10 billion were pumped into BBI. How many billions have been pumped into the education sector to revive because of challenges of COVID-19? Interests of politicians are overriding our interests. So we need to be critical even as we discuss this. Raila has no interest for Kenyans. Uhuru has no interest for Kenyans. Ruto has his own interest. That is 2022.
We call it politics of the stomach.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, dear viewer. As we finalize, something that is coming out very clearly that the BBI politics is the politics of interest, and I get it, or if I don't get it, I do what is necessary to get it,
to ensure that you are in.
Talking about the president his presidency is few months presidency is retiring, and something that I'm seeing very clearly that he has benefited from. President he wanted a peaceful exit. He wanted a legendary exit. That is what president wanted in the BBI. He wanted okay, I'm going out of office, but it's very dangerous to leave office as a president as an unwanted person, as an enemy of the citizens. So it has worked well for the president. That is like Raila has delivered over delivered to 80% that the president has enjoyed. Now Ruto himself sees that okay, this guy is getting together, and this is the immediate competitor into the coming now. When he gets the support of the president, then he will have a walkover for the election. So that's what Ruto feels as something that is coming out from our sentiments and the sentiments of these leaders. And okay, Raila also want to, like you said, Kagota, like to be politically relevant to the people. He want to be political, and he want to be in the, Raila is very tactful guy because he's in the limelight from the start to the end. He has never gone down. He loses his high. So it is the conflicting interests and the matter of interest among the key political players, and that is what it really is realistically. Okay, I'll give my panelists as we finalize, dear viewers, to just give a final remark, just few seconds to give your final remarks, and I'll start with you, Monica Jerry.
Okay, I'll start
Make
by
it
saying
brief.
that BBI has put us at a place where we have rethought our place as politicians and political analysts, as Kenyans, as common Mwananchi, the Wanjiku is crying every day. And we have rethought about why do they put on BBI right now at a place where we need a better Kenya. And as Kenyans, I'd like to ask you that, do you want a leader who is for you, not a leader who is for propaganda? And I'll also ask you that every time you're brought about stories that someone said, someone did, as a politician, you have to remember these people will come back at the same table and they also eat at the same table after they have given you all that information. Raila and Ruto, Uhuru, they all once sat at the same table. Uhuru and Ruto began together. Right now, they're not together. Uhuru and Raila did not begin together, but right now, they're together. Why are you as a Kenyan? Right now, what are you struggling with? Their struggle is about power. Your struggle is about tomorrow. And today, maybe you don't even have food to eat today because the economy is bad. So every time you choose a leader, think about yourself. Every time a policy is brought about, read it, rethink it. Because these things affect us whether we want it or not. Because this is our Kenya, this is our time to strategize and rethink. Let's not just choose a leader because he has brought us a wheelbarrow for today. Let us not choose a leader because he has given us policy for today. Let us think about our Kenya and our future for today and for tomorrow and for our future generations. That's all I'll tell you.
Okay. If we had time, I will ask you what what philosopher was saying, that these leaders are just like the napkins. You see, they should be changed frequently and for the same purpose. Yes, Dakota, your final remark.
Kenyans, politics is so important to be left to politicians alone. I feel very bad when I meet people telling me I don't like politics, I don't like associated with the politics.
Whether you like it or not, politics.
Yes. The other day I was telling somebody, the moment I realized that politics will even affect the kind of wife I'll marry, that is when I started becoming serious with politics. Because if it were for politics, then this Maseren once could have transformed into a very, very good learning institution that we could be having visitors from Europe come here so that I get a European. But because it is politics and Maseren is still the same, and it will not change because of the kind of politicians that we have who don't care about education systems, then we'll still continue being Africans here, Kenyans here, and localities here with the same perception that we don't love politics. So politics, the way she has said, affects our lives, affects our thinking, and affects whatever the kind of developments that we encounter as people. So we must take politics seriously. And I want you, even as we go into 2022, make sure that you are grassroots leaders. Personally, I'm a supporter to one of the greatest leaders in this nation called Kai, who is aspiring to be the MP for Sabate constituency. But again, we have a group of leaders who have emerged there. And Kenyans have been blindfolded to see that when somebody brings you a bottle of water, that he should be a leader. When we don't look at the whole qualities of leadership given as outlined in Chapter 6 of our Constitution, then you end up getting leaders who are not integral, leaders who are not honest to themselves, honest to Kenyans, and honest to politics. Let's be very careful because it's a game of interest. let's avoid the blame games. All politicians have taken part in the deteriorating economy for our nations. I've not seen MPs come up with bills, come up with affirmative action plans for the nations.
The other day they gave the bill that was opposing an aspirant having a degree. What was that? You heard that the other
Yes,
time. But it was not.
we will end up getting, I normally feel bad that somebody finishes class 8, the next time is going to be called Kiongozi. That is the notion we have in our nation.
Okay, thank you.
So let's leave politics to everyone. That ask everyone to embrace politics. And you will only embrace politics when you rise up against a wrong government and stand for somebody who is going to promote your interests. And we know them by their morals, we know them by their standards. We can't elect a thief and expect the thief to protect our interests. That cannot happen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, my panelists, and very articulate, very knowledgeable about matters politics. And thank you very much for showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
finally, I want to thank you, my dear viewer, for being with us, dedicating your time to be with us from the start. We had some problems till now. I want to thank you very much. For now, have a great